Good morning, fifth graders. I am making this video just in case my internet goes out today. I am working from home, so I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, it works like it did the past couple days, but just in case, it's been a little glitchy today, so to speak. So I just wanted to let you know what you're doing today. Today you are making more progress on your choice project. So of course, underneath the classwork tab, I want you to start with your looking at your rundown for the week, your timeline of your tests. So remember your choice experiment. This was on Monday when we talked about this. Today, Wednesday, you should definitely be finished planning your experiment. Please make sure to turn in your project proposal. Sorry, Mac is being a little grumpy this morning. I'm sure you can hear him growling at me in the background. Please turn in your project proposal first. I am working through grading those, the ones that have been turned in so far. If you're in first and second hour and you turned it in, I have yours graded and given back to you with comments. Please, please, please look at those comments before you start experimenting. Then today, once you're done with your project proposal and you've looked at and you've turned it in, then you can start testing your experiment. Okay. Now, please make sure that when you go through your project proposal, your testable question is actually a question. I have a lot of people ending their statements with a period. That means it is not a question. Please make sure you have a question mark at the end. Then please make sure also that the step 4, this plan your experiment, is far, far, far more detailed than many of you are doing. It should be step 1, gather all the supplies needed for the project. Step 2, build this by making this, this, and this. Step 3, then we're going to do this, and we're going to do it for this long and for this distance and for this much. So really, really, really lots of detail. This should be like lengthy. Like if I were to read your plan, your experiment part, I should be able to copy it exactly the same way that you are doing it. So make sure that it's very, 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 very detailed. Same thing with your materials list. Make sure you list everything you're going to be using, not just the different liquids. Okay, well, what are your different liquids? Make sure that you list all of them. Okay, and don't forget about page 2 down here. So again, this should be done before you start experimenting. Then today you're starting to experiment. You are going to be doing and collecting and making and building whatever it is that you need to do for your choice project. That's what you're working on today. Now, if you are someone who's collecting data today, please make sure you make a nice little table in your notebook like we've done with all of our previous experiments and write down your data. Okay, I've had students in the past do their project and I say, oh, great, what'd you get? And they say, because they forget to record their data. So make sure that you write down your information, please, 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 please. Especially since I'm not in the room with you, I can't see that you're doing it. So write down your data as you come to it. Now, speaking of your data, please make sure you're measuring very precisely, very accurately, not about 50 centimeters. It should be 48.5 centimeters. Make sure you're as specific and detailed as you can be in that regard as well. Now, with your trials, you should do at least 3 trials with each one of your step-by-step changes. So if you are making an egg drop and you are making 3 different egg drops, making one out of styrofoam, you should test the styrofoam one 3 times. And then you should test the next one 3 times. And then you should test the last one 3 times. Okay, so you should have lots of data to work with. Remember, not just a one and done experiment. You should be testing it multiple times. The more data we have, the better. So the last thing I want to show you is if maybe you can only do 1 trial today, or maybe you don't have your supplies today, and you get done with your project proposal. The next thing I want you to do is to continue working on your choice experiment presentation. So remember, this is under Wednesday, under Google Slides experiment. This is not going to be due until Tuesday, and you're not going to be able to finish it until we do our project. So I just want to give you this now so you can get a start on it. Please notice that the first 7 slides match up with your project proposal. You're going to talk about your title of your choice experiment. You're going to talk about your question. You're going to talk about your background knowledge. You're going to talk about your hypothesis. All of this you already have written down on your project proposal. Now, again, if you were someone who's able to turn it in yesterday, please make sure that you look at the comments and feedback I gave you before putting it onto your Google Slide presentation. Now, this is also a very boring Google Slide presentation because it's just a white background with plain black letters. If you want to jazz it up, if you want to change it, that's just fine as well. Now, this procedure, this is where you explain how you did your experiment step by step. You can use bullet points, but it should be a bit lengthy. If you need to separate this into 2 slides, that's okay too. Make sure you talk about your variables. Remember, independence, what you changed, dependence, what you're measuring, controlled is what you kept the same. So, in summary, plan for today. Number 1, finish your project proposal. Looks like this. Finish that up. Hit the turn in button so I know that you're done with it, please. Number 2, start experimenting if you can. Start to collect your data. Make sure you write it down in your notebook. Step 3, if you can't experiment, or if you're done experimenting for the day, maybe you like just start your project today and then you finish it up tomorrow. Continue working on your Google Slides. Remember, you can get the first 7 done before you even have any data. So that's the plan for today in case my internet goes out. So thank you. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.